looked at the issue of representation in the Great Compromise. We looked at the issue that they debated about slavery, and they kind of just pushed that to the side. And so the Three-Fifths Compromise is going to combine those issues along with adding in that issue of taxes. Because remember, that was one of our weaknesses from the articles. We can't collect taxes. And we need those to run a government. And so the slavery side is mainly going to be in the South. And their view is we want to have slaves and we want to count them as people for representation purposes because we want to have more of a say in our government, but we don't want to be taxed on them. So we don't want that. So the other side is going to say in the North, their side of slavery, they're anti-slavery really, and they're going to say that slaves should be taxed because the South sees them as property, and that they shouldn't count for representation because they don't actually get to have a vote in their government. It's almost like the South is saying virtual representation for slaves. And so they want the money from the South because they have that cash crops, but they don't want them to have more power than they really, they really should because of who they are counting as their population. So the Three-Fifths Compromise said this: a slave is 3/5 of a person for taxes and representation reasons. Okay, so this graphic kind of shows you that. If you're not a slave, you're a whole person. And then for every 5 slaves, only 3 of them would count towards taxes and representation.